Welcome to Stargate Center's Path of Dharma DVD. We are often asked what the benefit are of working with these symbols, and more generally, what is the reason why so many people are beginning to meditate and so on. Well, there's two categories of reasons why meditation is a good idea. One, it creates a flexibility and ability to cope with life as it is. Two, if we want to experience the higher aspects of being, meditation is the highway. Higher aspects of being, what is then that? Well, most people have had at least a couple of peak experiences in their lives. A particular beautiful sunset, or that type of thing. Something that for some reason hit home and was just beautiful. But reality is that we within ourselves have the capacity to feel a joy of existing, a joy of being, a joy of life. A joy that does not have a reason, as in we have been given a nice gift, or that somebody smiles to us or whatnot, but simply a joy that comes from within and bubbles over. So it's rather a gift we will give the world. Still, if you have not had these experiences, I don't know a way of describing what it is. Just like trying to describe a meal that you have not tasted is not that easy. Nevertheless, most of us have had powerful experiences, beautiful experiences sometime in our life. And meditation is the way to get back to those. The reason for this is deep. Many psychologists believe that we are a product of our upbringing, that really without upbringing we would be just instincts and so on. Reality, as we see it, is a little bit different. You could say that human beings have kind of two legs. One is obviously upbringing and all that, but the other is an underlying core of higher knowing. This underlying core is to a large extent embedded deeply inside our heart. So in order to access that, we have to be able to access our heart. That's easier said than done, and not least in today's age. Most people are afraid of getting hurt. We are afraid of love. We are attracted to somebody else to fulfill our dreams, but we are also scared of being rejected by these somebody else. So most people are in fact afraid of love. Nevertheless, love is deeply, deeply ingrained in our heart. We have it in abundance. It is not dependent on whether we had a nice childhood. The love is there. Our trust in it, and therefore ability to give from it, is dependent on whatever we have experienced. So how do we tap into this resource? Well, by learning to trust ourselves, by learning to listen to who we are, so we are less and less concerned with trying to be what other people think we should be, and more concerned with being who we have always been. The technique, in fact the only technique that brings us in that direction, is meditative in nature. Regardless of whether this is, say, prayers, mantra chanting, silent meditation, contemplation on images, or that type of thing, it is all coming down to a meditative process, a one-pointed attentiveness that gradually transforms us. So meditation has the purpose of refining, lifting, transforming our not so balanced aspects, thus allowing the deeper truth that we have always harbored to shine through and our lives to become richer, more meaningful, and so on. There is a dichotomy here, because meditation is not something we need to learn. Look at small children. You chat to them 1 minute, and the next minute they are totally absorbed in, say, a beetle crawling in front of them, or something happening. So that they don't hear, they don't see, they just are totally absorbed. That absorption is meditation, one-pointed attentiveness. So it's a natural faculty of the mind. It takes learning to not meditate. That learning is the ego. So the reason why we need to train meditation is to train ourselves to not stopping us from meditating. So yes, meditation can happen spontaneous, and there are schools that work with a type of spontaneous arousal of meditation, Zen Buddhism and that type of thing. But most schools go the other way around, give a technique that is trained for some years, and gradually some spontaneous experiences starts arising from that. So yes, we need a long-standing technique that we keep repeating in order to realize that we don't need a technique. Nevertheless, this is true. There is no other way, because if we don't train, our mind will keep repeating the pattern it has been put on. So we do need to create a new habit in order to get rid of the old habit. So in a nutshell, meditation helps us cope with life, regardless of whether the problem in life is the past or the present or the future. And it helps us connect with our deepest resources of joy and meaningfulness. So why not give it a go? What technique to use when the one that works? And how do you know which technique that works? There is only one way to test that. Shop around. Try one technique for a little while. Try another technique for a little while. Write down how you felt before you started the technique. Write down the process while you use the technique. And then compare notes with the different techniques. Which one sits best with you? When you have found a technique that sits well with you, stick to that. Keep going. So, meditation is one of the ways that you can tap into your own resources. So you can help you, and therefore, of course, you can help others. So meditation is a very good idea to do now. It's never too late. Even a short training in meditation will make a difference. Also, if you start a meditative practice, don't overdo it in the first week in order to forget it the next week. Be like the mountain walker. Walk slowly and keep walking. And that way you will reach the summit rather than sit panting under a tree halfway up. So find whatever amount of time you naturally can keep giving to your meditation practice, and then do that. Path of Dharma symbols is one option. This DVD is about them. Give it a go, see how it works. If it suits you, keep going. There's a beautiful depth here. If not, keep shopping around until you find the right technique for you. Don't give up on meditation just because one technique is not the right one. Good luck.